If you far away. Hello guys! Nakakaloka, diba?
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Okay, we're gonna discuss one type of force. Okay, we're gonna go one by one and make some problems each type of force, right? Now, for me, this is one of the difficult force I encountered. Because I cannot understand this very well when I was in college. Okay? I don't know why, guys. Okay? Natok lang siguro ako. I was just sleeping when the instructor is discussing this. I don't know. Okay? Like this. So it's gonna be like this, magnetic force and magnetic field. Okay? Force and field. Okay? Magnetic force and magnetic field. Chart. So in this topic, what makes it a magnet is due to the force of attraction, right? Because of the magnetic field, okay? So in this topic, more on the force of attraction. Force of attraction. Something like this, okay? So what comes in our mind is the law of magnetism. Law of magnetism. Okay, since this topic driven by electrons, electrons again, right? Electrons flow, so we can say as electromagnetism. Okay, the magnet produced because the electrons are moving. Okay, that's why electromagnetism. Okay, electromagnetism. Oh my gosh. Okay, and then there will be a magnetic force and field out of it because of the force of attraction. Actually, this is an enjoyable topic in physics, but I failed to notice. Charot! Nakakaloka. Okay, so this is gonna be the theory that's gonna be like that. Similar poles repel and like poles attract. Something like that. So we're gonna show you an example. For example, if I have this, let's treat this calculator as a bar magnet. Okay, and the magnet has a poles, right? Positive and negative. For example, only for the purpose of discussion, we have here, okay, bar magnet. We have the north and we have the south. Meaning to say the poles. For actually, this is gonna be positive and negative, okay? But purpose of discussion only, okay? Okay, because that's also pole, P-O-L-E. Okay, like that. Ganon. Okay, we have the north and the south poles also. Okay, now notice in this first illustration number one. So the north and north poles will never attract because they have the same pole. So they will repel. So it's gonna be like that. Their electric force or magnetic force, actually magnetic force will repel. Ganon. Repel. Ganon. Okay. Now we have second option. If we try to reverse this one, it's gonna be south, S to north, and then south to north. Okay, so what happens now? It will react the north and south because these are like poles. So attraction, force or attraction. Your magnetic force will react. Magnetic force react. Magnetic force react. So while your magnetic force react, it will go to a certain field to produce the magnet, and that is magnetic field. Okay, something like that. Because without magnetic field, this will not contact. Okay, even though they are, having attraction, force of attraction between them. Okay, so that's really the point. So magnetic field is very necessary in order there will be a magnet between unlike poles, or shall we say, unlike charges. Okay, something like that. Now, if we relate this to electricity, okay, for example, okay, just correct me if I'm wrong because I'm not expert in this because I'm not an electrical engineer. Okay, but I will just try my very, very best related to physics, right? Okay, wala na ko yung lugar. Charot! Very nice. How can I do this? Okay, shall we say if I have a vertical wire? Okay, let's say any kind of wire. Like this vertical wire. Ganon. Okay. So, ano siya mga palangga? So the vertical wire, let's say live wire. Live wire, automatically there's an electrons flow. If there's an electrons flow, the electrons keep on moving, then it will produce an electricity or current. So I going upward. For example, only because sometimes also going down, only for the purpose of discussion to understand, okay? So going up, so this is the I current. Understood that there will be a movement of electrons. Now guys, the movement of your magnetic field will be circular in effect. Because if it is not circular, then how can the total magnet will do? It will never contact totally. It should be circular so that it will cover the whole surface of the bar magnet. Okay? So circular. Talagang ganon. The arrow will be here, the arrow will be here, the arrow will be here. Something like that. Okay. If the movement will go to the right, something like that, okay, going into your page. Actually, page is the vertical wire. This is a term in physics. Okay, wire is equals to page, like that. For the purpose of your discussion, okay, this is really the technical term during the theory, okay, like that. So if that is ready, going to your page, going to your wire in circular motion, you know, this is already marked as X. Actually, you can mark in any kind of variable, right? Okay, like that. And then you're moving away, if you're moving away your magnetic field, moving away. This is the magnetic field, huh? Okay, magnetic field moves in a circular orientation. Ganun. Like that. Going to the page and away from your page. Your page is a wire. So let's say this going away with magnetic field denoted as O. Ganon. Okay? Something like that. So this magnetic field completely rotate so that there will be a complete magnet for your items to be considered. For example, if you try to contact the nail and the bar magnet, it will be contact. So there shall be a magnetic field in circular motion to cover the whole surface so that this nail will magnet. Something like that. Okay, that's the point. So magnetic field is responsible. So apart from having a force of attraction, something like that. You get the point mga palangga. Ano siya yung hitabo? Okay, so ato ni klaro na itong drawing. Ganon. Okay, like that. Okay, south, north, north, south. Ganon. Okay, like that. Now, if you ask, I will ask you what is responsible in creating a magnetic field. Okay, so that there will be a magnet. What is responsible for that? Why it has been created? Something like that. What caused them to have a magnet? Okay, again, it is caused by the movement of electrons. Okay, movement of electrons. Okay, it doesn't really mean the orientation as long as the electrons will move. Okay, not specific whether go to the left, go to the right, because it depends on the reference you're considering with, on the material you're considering with, right? So movement of electrons causes, okay, your magnetic field. If the electrons will not move, then there will be no magnetic field. Okay? So we need to say they are not really in an opposite force of attraction. Okay? They will repel. Diba? Obviously. You get the point? Something like that. Okay, it's gonna be like this. And then guys, if you try to transfer this, we're referring this to vertical wire. And if you transfer that here in the bar magnet, we will show you how this magnetic field behaves. Something like that. So, it's gonna be like this, guys. Okay, ganon. So if your magnetic field is repelling, there will be no magnet. Okay? Take note, there will be no magnet. By your magnetic field, the direction will be meeting with each other. Okay? Magnetic field. Ganon. Because the circular motion of magnetic field, the direction here, okay, will not be in the same direction. So meaning to say guys, bali siya. If your magnetic force and the force of attraction or your poles will be up, your magnetic field, at least they will go together. So that during the circular motion, you can create a magnetic field. It's not also going opposite. Because your magnetic field will become zero and there will be no magnet. This is the important theory here, okay? Your magnetic force, okay, or force of attraction must be in opposite poles or charges so that there will be a magnet. Now, your magnetic field is circular motion. The other pole and the other pole. Now, if the direction of your magnetic field is in opposite, it will never create a magnet because it will yield zero magnetic field. It is always going together, the two pole, to create a magnetic field. So meaning to say, it's not the same with the attraction. They will go together, man. Okay? Okay, what man siya nag-opposite. Okay? You got the point? Like in the same direction. If I have an arrow there going to the right, an arrow going to the left. This is your north pole, this is south pole. All of them will go in the same direction and there's a magnetic field in there. But take note, this must have a force of attraction opposite with each other, or a magnetic force opposite with each other. So you need to tukik din talaga siya, guys, okay? You get the point? So if this is like this, okay. Sometimes in your discussion, may boom ka kay imong sugat, but that is the magnetic field. Okay? Okay? You get the point. In here is the magnetic field. Okay? And then sa ubos mo na siya ang magnetic force na nag-repel, okay, nag-attract, ganun siya machuchu. Okay? Now, how can I show the magnetic fields? I will put the magnetic field here. So that is, going to the page, like that. Circular movement. Ganon. Okay? See? Like that. Okay? Circular movement. Ganon. Okay? Ganon. Okay, now if you put, this is for the north, and another north also. If something like that, guys, you will, like this, ganon. Okay, so if you try to put a magnetic field here, for the north, okay, the arrow will never be going together. It will be in opposite. Meaning to say, the other bar magnet has no magnetic field. Something like that. So, when you put them together, it will become zero magnetic field. Because the other one, the direction of the magnetic field is, is opposite, not going together. Dapat magsanib persa ang magnetic field para maka-create ng magnet. Charot. Dili siya based on attractive forces or attraction. Okay? Now, the other one in the magnetic force is attraction. The same poles and unlike poles. Unlike poles attract, right? So unlike poles attack. Version 2. Okay, now take a look. So if you have the north here will go to the south, okay, the direction of the magnetic field. And now we go to the circular motion of your magnetic field. It go to the page. Ganon. See? The direction of the circular magnetic field is the same with your arrow going to the south pole. Now, how about also the other one? So, the other one will be now the same direction. See? Oh, ganon. Oh, padungan siya dito. Okay, because always circular motion going to the same page is your magnetic field. Like this. Oh, ganon. So, the arrow will be here. Two arrows will be going there to the right. Meaning to say, they are going the same direction so that they will have a magnetic field. So, importante pala to have a magnetic field so that you can have a magnet para mupilit ang nails, ang lansang dito sa magnet Okay, metallic, right? So we need to have the same direction of your magnetic field, but force of attraction, different poles or different charges. It's summarized in that way. So, ang posibleng question na in the future will say, if we try to magnet this item to another item, what is the requirement? A, B, C, D, E. Ibutan nga dito nga the magnetic field must be opposite sa'yo. Okay, wrong. Because the magnetic field should be in the same direction. But the force of attraction is opposite. Okay, north or south poles or negative charge or positive charge, something like that. Or if you try the battery, negative electrode, positive electrode, battery, galvanic or voltaic cell, something like that. Okay, you get the point. So not limited only to be, because our example only is a bar magnet. There's a lot of materials to be considered. Okay, get the point? Muna siya. Okay, understand now? What is the magnetic force, magnetic field, force of attraction, law of magnetism? Law of magnetism is, same poles repel, unlike poles attract. Ganun siya. And then electromagnetism, magnet is occurred by the magnetic field through the movement of electrons. Ana lang. Okay? Now, there's another theory for this. I may erase this one. Theory for this. Let's try to have a circular, atom. Atom ba yun? Makalog ka. Okay, let's check. Okay. Ano na siya mga pala kay circular? Baya siya, guys. Okay. Wait. So, okay. Ano siya ay. So, ang may tabunin ng higayuna, okay. For example, we have a circle. Big circle, small circle, ganon. Diba? Okay, now, ganon. That's why your magnetic force and magnetic field is, perpendicular with each other. Okay, let's say, if your magnetic force will be on the vertical FB, dito niya siya Facebook. Okay, this is magnetic force. And then you have the V here, magnetic field. Okay, ganon. It travels here somewhere along the way here. Okay, your FB here, like that. And your magnetic field going there. Because it travels going to the page. Like this V here. Okay? And then after that, it will go to the center. Your FB here, magnetic force. And then your magnetic field will be here. So always perpendicular with each other at 90 degrees inclination. Okay, here we have the FB and then the magnetic field. Okay, what do you notice? Okay, for this, what do you notice? Right? The magnetic field is circulating. Okay, going to the page or going to the material being considered. Okay, and now your magnetic force is always coming to the center, directed to the center. Okay, see, this is the center. So it will never go outside from the center. So you will say that your magnetic force is following the rule of a centripetal force. Okay? Centripetal force, meaning to say your force is directed towards the center. Force is directed toward the center of your object, or shall we say any kind of material or atom, any kind you are trying to refer with. Okay? So force is directed toward the center. Ano lang to the center because there's a lot of materials or substances or whatever. But as long as nasa center siya. Okay? It's directed toward the center. And then, this cannot be created by normal force, applied force, blah, 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 so and so. This could be created by tension force. Diba? Kaya ang tension, yung animal yung tension. Okay? Directed away ang magnetic field. Kamantay kata when you try to have the rope, you pull the rope like that in a circular manner, there's a tension force. The same, the same theory with this. Okay, the rope, chuba, chu. Rope, R-O-P-E. How to calculate the force of the rope applied in a circular motion. Okay, pwede sa pendulum. A pendulum topic. of physics. You will calculate the force applied by a pendulum, ganun. Okay, because there's a circular, reference point, something like that. Okay? Muna siya. Ang centripetal force meaning it's not a direct force. It will not just be there if there is a tension force. Okay? You get the point? Dependent siya sa tension force. You get the point mga palangga. Muna siya sa centripetal force. That's why, ang kanyang centripetal force, pareho na siya of gravitational force. Okay, circular mas ang solar system. Get the point? Sa center is the sun with 9 planets around it. So it's look like a circular also, though a little bit of elliptical shape, but it follows also the circular movement. They are directed towards the center of the solar system, which is the sun. And they will never go away from the orbit because of gravity. Okay, gravitational force directed toward the center of the sun. Something like that. So the same theory like this. Okay? So that's why analogous siya. The analogous meaning similar. It depends only how you understand that quantity to quantity. Because in the outer space, you will say gravitational force is equals to the capital G. Capital G meaning gravitational constant. Newton's law of constant. Okay? Times mass 1, mass 2 over the diameter or the distance raised to the power 2. But take note also the centripetal force by having the electric charge force formula. Also same like this. Okay, but the G use K, but the mass is charged because these are electrons, protons like that. O Q1, Q2 over D squared or R squared. R is simply the distance. Don't be confused. Any letter you will choose, it depends. Okay? As long as it is denoted or designated as a distance towards the center. Ganon. Okay? So, ganon siya. Okay? Ang importante yan guys, memorize mo ang gravitational constant na 6.67 times 10 to the negative 11 Newton meter squared kilogram squared. And then an electric force constant is gonna be 8.99 times 10 to the 9, okay, Newton meter squared column squared. So, imong timanan guys, that the Newton meter squared for both of them are in the numerator. So that it's easy to memorize. Okay, and put in your brain cells. Okay, and then another identification, because the numerator of the gravitational force is a mass. That's why you have the kilogram squared in the denominator in your gravitational constant. Now, in your electric force constant or electrostatic force constant or the Coulomb's law constant, your c squared is in the downside because also your numerator are all charges raised to the power 2. This is very important to detect the identification so that you will retain it in your brain cells for a longer period of time. Because normally, we can forget the unit and remember only the figure. Because the unit are 3, 4, like that. So to understand that one, take note how it's being placed in the numerator, So it would play a factor that is the exact unit of your constant. Okay? So that pulido siya. Okay? Because normally mga guys, makalimutan na to anak, we always forget the units. For example, if so many units you in your like this. Okay? You get the point? Muna siya ng tabo. Okay. Now, kano siya guys ang F electric force computation. Okay. Okay. Electric force computation mga palangga. Okay. Usahay. Nagadang buha ko. Charot. Okay. Sometimes, dili hatag. Dapat you will memorize the formula of electrostatic constant also. Electrostatic constant equals to 1 over 4 pi times the permittivity constant. Okay? Get the point? Permittivity. Correct ba ko guys? Permittivity. Yes. Katong epsilon ganun. Permittivity. Diba? Malagapon times Q1, Q2, and then R squared. Oh. So, this epsilon is your constant of 8.85 times 10 to the negative 12 charat, farad over meter. Okay, Faraday, okay, the shortcut of Faraday is farad. Farad is the unit, okay, discovered by Michael Faraday in electrochemistry. Okay, something this farad. Okay, now if you are not liking this farad, okay, how can you do that? Then substitute all the, the units. Kaya may buka na may farad, kalit na madara, uy. So you need to put individual the unit, column, meter squared, piles, and then like this. Until such time, mo siya ang farad. Gusto mo itong bungkag-bungkag? Okay, for example, we have the Newton. Okay? Ganon. The Newton is equal to kilogram meter per second squared. Equal to charge or coulomb. Coulomb is to the power 2. O, ganon. 4 pi. Okay? Tiningon ko farad na siya. Okay? So, farad. Okay, the farad over meter. Ito na yung i-prove namin ano na siya ng farad. Okay? So, cancel na yung mga chupa-chuchu. Ganon. Okay, then column na siya. Column. Okay, ganon. The point, square na mo. So, nawatan. Hawa na ko guys. Kanimo na siya yung technique guys ha. Okay. Now, I have the constant 8.85 times 10 to the negative 12, the units. Okay? Because I don't like farad. I hate farad. For example lang, if you don't like farad, unusual. You never see this every time in the book because this already complicated unit just like a Tesla. Mga ganun ba? Okay, sa magnetism. Very difficult yung mga unit guys, nakakaloka. Okay, so something like the Tesla, candela, ganon, luminous intensity. Mura gabi na dyan kayo mga mag-literature pero i-discuss bitaw. Okay, sa class of instruction. Okay, so muna siya, ano ko ganun yung farad, uy. Okay, so you need to substitute this in the original equation. Take note. Okay, now, if you try to cancel the column squared in the denominator na ay farad, how can you make that one? So you will change the farad to column squared so that it will be cancelled. So therefore, it is also the same as column, okay, column squared, meter squared, okay? Column squared, okay, meter squared, Newton. See? Wala ng farad because you don't like the farad. Chupa-chucho. So, ang value niya sa farad, guys. So, 1 farad just now on the spot. Okay? Okay ba? Kung sa derive now. So, 1 farad is equal to column squared, meter squared, Newton. So, ibig pa lang sabihin mga talalakong itad, this is the reverse of your unit of the, wait for a while, electric charge constant. Yes, because in here, the permittivity constant is the denominator. Meaning to say, it's the reverse of your electric constant unit, which is Newton meter squared, C squared, o bingo. Anak siya. Diba? So, muna siya. So, ang imong constant na permittivity, actually this is magnetic permittivity because this is electromagnetism topic. So, magnetic permittivity is equals constant is equals to 8.85 times 10 to the negative 12 farad per meter is also equal 8.85 times 10 to the negative 12 coulomb squared over meter squared Newton. The reverse of the unit of your Coulomb's law constant and your electric force constant and electrostatic force constant. Ganon. Any questions so far? Before solving problems. Okay? Di ba nakakaloka? Okay, naman ka. Hala na pa mo tila yung sa concept pero uy, katong kang Faraday. Kung sila yung Faraday, chuchu ba? Katong itong anak ka na. pilit lang karon sa akong brain cells. 96,500, tapos sa column, mole, electron, right? Like this. Nasa tayo ang formula. Okay? Column, mole, electron. Bingo. Kung ay column, may electron sa kuhan, chemical reaction, then ay number of moles chupa-chuchuk sa balancing, bingo, we can compute. Okay? Ika ni charge chupa-chuchuk. For example, what is the mole? Ganon, covered by this, blah, blah. Ang imong column, dito na nimong ikuha sa imong electric force charging equation. Imo na siyang convert chupa-chuchuk. Then you can get the number of moles. So it's possible if your problem is referring to electrons, like that, particle. So even you can compute na the number of moles. Makayuan ka na, di ba na parang ibutang dito ang kini nga klase nga kuan nga problem. Because kasagaran ito kanabi mga object, okay, but then calculate the number of moles. So it is expected that it's related to chemical reaction or mga atoms, molecules, particles, ions, mga pinami electrons sa ubos na. Okay? So ito pa mo, tagap na yun, compute din mo ang mole. What I'm trying to say, do not be afraid. Nung mikalit trabaho ko, kung practice na ito, mikalit na yung musa mo na nakuwian, okay, so let's remember that there's also a constant 96,500 coulomb per mole, which is known, take note, kung kaya siya, confusion, this is the Faraday constant, okay? This is the Faraday constant, but it doesn't bring the unit of the farad. Be careful, because the unit farad bringing is the magnetic permittivity. Okay? Maybe you will be confused also because there's no farad, because Faraday constant is this. Again, balikon. Faraday constant. Muna siya. 96,500 coulomb per Kelvin. Coulomb constant. Mo to katong electric force charge constant. Okay? Nga katong 8.99 times 10 to the 9. Okay, ganon siya ba chuchu? Ganon. And then C squared Newton meter squared. Mga tanong ganon. Newton meter squared, C squared. Ganon. Now, dito lang coulomb constant. Okay? Maglipo po kayo. Kasi kanina coulomb constant. Karabay coulomb sa numerator. It's not. Okay? Like that. So, the coulomb constant is not the same as Faraday constant. The Faraday constant doesn't also involve farad. The unit that involves farad is the magnetic permittivity constant. Katangin ko ito na 8.85 times 10 to the negative 12 farad per meter. Ang point na ako, kasi paglibo mo kay may farad ba na iyaw-yaw sa inyong unit? Okay? Ganon. So, pag di mo maglibog, ana-ana naman siya is the reverse of the C squared Newton meters. Is the reverse of your coulomb's constant is your magnetic permittivity. Ganon sa inyong unit. Okay, you got the point? Ana siya. Okay? Pareha niya itong kuhan. Planck constant, Boltzmann constant. Okay? Nga na approach. Okay, you got the point mga palangga. So, ibig sabihin pala, samtang pa ka sa first year college na kadaan, imo na itong i-consult ang mga constant sa notebook, yung hinihinay kag memory sa gaadlaw, mo yung constant ni kuan, di ba? Para ma-perfect din ka sa mga ang mga problem, ang yung constant, perfecto jud mo para makuha jud mo daan, di ka magsalig sa libro. Get the point? Di ka magsalig sa handbook. So, gimemorize mo tanang constant from acceleration to gravity, specific capacity, density, ganon, mapuno na yung brain cells, yung rin mo gamitin, magawas na siya ng examination. Apila na yung mga kusang kusa to there's a lot ba yung siya guys. Okay? Apila to katong mga, ay nakakaloka, Euler's constant, Bernoulli constant sa mga transport phenomena, unit operations, gano'n. Tanan! Okay, so what you do notebook? Okay, i-memorized. Okay? Then, if you forget the unit, think the formula, adjust the unit. Because if it's in the formula, you can adjust the unit. Okay? Get the point? Ganon. Kung makakulay mo ka sa formula, hindi na ako saha. Maybe there's something wrong with your memory retention. Okay? Dili na lang ito hawak. It's God's gift to us. Okay? Kailangan sa hinay of memory retention. Okay? And memory take up. So, We don't know. It depends on the individual. But what I'm trying to say, we need to make effort to list all the concepts and memorize. Okay, regardless of how good you are, how weak you are, something like that. Okay? Nakakaloka. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you like this video. You can comment down below in the comment section. You can like if you want, and you can subscribe to my channel and click notification bell for some news updates of Brand Singer. Later, or not later, tomorrow we'll be continuing the discussion of physics. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye. God bless everybody.